held on Wednesday, September the 12th, 2018 at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers. If you please rise, we'll have our invocation by Councilman Ron Black.
Bow our heads together. Our Father, we thank you for the privilege of serving the communities that we live in, and we ask for wisdom and guidance as we do that job. Certainly tonight, Father, we also want to remember those on the East Coast who are looking towards probably it looks like a lot of devastation, and be with those who are living there and their needs and those who are rushing to that place to serve. Thank you now for all of your blessings to us. In the Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. And if you remain standing, we'll have Mr. Barnabas Desmuth from the Vietnam Veterans of America to come forward and lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your service. At this time, we'll have roll call.
Councilman DeGaris.
Here.
Councilwoman Horton.
Here.
Councilman Cornman.
Here.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilman Black.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
Here.
Mayor McVeigh.
Here.
We have 7 present.
Thank you. A disclosure of interest. Any member of the City Council may disclose any possible conflict of interest dealing with either any item on the printed agenda or any matter discussed at a previous meeting. Seeing none. Citizens' input. Each person in the audience may take this opportunity to address the City Council on any matter which is not on our printed agenda. And we do not have our forms with us, but if you'll just come forward to the podium, and I'll need your name and address for our records.
My name is Travis Taylor, 1824 Barron Road. I'm representing Bronze Owl at 506 Vine. 1 year ago, next week, we'll be open for our 1 year anniversary. We had planned a block party, block the street off, have some games and music and have some good times downtown. Got our permits to block the street off. Alcohol license, gone. Didn't even think about it. So I'm coming to you guys to get permission for us to have our block party within just that section of street on Vine Street, right across from City Hall. It is from 11 to 4. We will be the street will be closed from 11. Well, probably 10 to 5. So that'll give us an hour cleanup. We will block and gate and card everybody. They will have wristbands where they will not be able to go outside of barriers with any alcohol or past the streets. So I'm just coming to you guys for permission so I can get a letter so I can send to the state for a caterer's license for that.
What is the date? You gave us the time, but what's the date?
It's September 22nd. I'm sorry.
So that would fall on during the week? No.
Saturday.
Yeah, there we go. Saturday the 22nd.
I know it's cutting it close, and thank you to Lori and bringing that up to me today and everything. And I was totally forgot about it. So I just need your guys' permission. I don't know if you need to vote on it, or is it just tomorrow that I need to pick up a letter, or what? So
we'll have to have a consensus first.
Okay.
And congratulations on your first anniversary.
Well, thank you.
I remember when you first got started.
Thank you.
So that's awesome that you've made it the first full year, the hardest year probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are there any questions from the council, or?
Have you contacted the fire department and police and
yes.
all of that?
The forms that the city provides for us for the for the street closures, they go to all the departments in the city. So I work for the fire department anyway, so yes, we did get one. So, but they do go to all the departments, the street department, water department, everybody. So they all know about that day.
Will they be required to be 21 and older to be a part of this?
Well, it is kid-friendly, but we will card and bracelet for people over 21.
Okay.
So,
Any questions from the council, or
Make a motion we approve his request.
we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. We probably should do a roll call vote.
Councilman DeGaris,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Cornman,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilman Black,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis,
Yes.
Mayor McVeigh.
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
So then if you'll contact Lori and Mark tomorrow, they'll take
Yes.
care of the rest of it. Okay?
Thank you guys so
And again,
much.
congratulations.
Thank you. Come down and enjoy. It's going to be a good time.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else in the audience that'd like to come forward and speak?
Jerica Fox, 1111 Pine. I just wanted to give an update on downtown Poplar Bluff. Some of you may already know, but at the end of the month, September 29th, that I came to you all for the Iron Horse Festival. It'll be our 9th annual, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year we have joined forces with the John J. Pershing VA Medical Center. They were holding a fall festival at the VA Medical Center campus the same time and day as our festival. So we've teamed up, and they're bringing their whole show and production down to the Coliseum parking lot and going to run the car show for us. So we're hoping that with that we can draw in more veterans for them, and it also draws in a greater crowd for our event. So Saturday, September 29th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Main Street. Second, I just wanted to let you all know that we filed for a grant through USDA to enclose our farmers market, and that a grant was accepted for $53,000. So we're very excited about that and to get that project going. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fox. Is there anyone else in the audience that'd like to come forward and citizens input? Okay. If not, we'll move on to our workshop items. Item A, the City Council will review a proposed employment contract with Mark Massingham for the position of City Manager for City of Poplar Bluff.
Yes, you should have received in your packet a copy of the contract. It's the exact same contract I've had for the last 3 years, and I just want you to know it's been a privilege to serve the city and its citizens in this capacity, and I look forward to hopefully another year of service here. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to try to answer them.
Okay. Are there any questions to come before the meeting tonight? If not, you could also contact Mark during the week. I'd entertain a motion and second to move item A to the voting session to be held on October 1st.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, the City Council will discuss tourism. Mr. Steve Halter.
Steve Halter, 1111 West Pine, Chamber of Commerce. Just a few things before I get into tourism. First of all, I think we're very blessed to have Mark Massingham as our city manager. I know you guys all concur with that. So I'm hopeful we get at least one more year, but hopefully several more out of Mark. So also wanted to, on another note, thank you guys for your quick reaction on some recent issues with the Enhanced Enterprise Zone abatement guidelines that you guys passed, and also the land swap for our certified site. And we're hopeful that in the next 2 months we'll have an exciting announcement as it relates to a certified site. But it's nice for me in my position to have a city and a county that gets economic development and understands it and embraces it. And it's obvious if you look around our community, the good things that are happening in it. And it all starts and ends right here with you guys and with our county commissioners, so I appreciate that. But tonight I'm here to talk about tourism. I'm really excited about what we have to present. I've got some folks here that I'm going to have come talk to you as well. I apologize, it's going to be a little longer. I know it's a Wednesday night, it's a special night for you guys, and you don't have a lot on your agenda, but I think you want to hear this. And I've been trying to keep you kind of apprised of some of our tourism wins here recently. Ever since I met, was just back in April that we met, and we were able to leverage the money that we've been able to use with the tourism tax funds not only for the things we talked about in our marketing plan, but also we've leveraged that into $21,000 additional grant funds, which is going to allow us to continue with our promotions through the fall months. So we're really excited. We're working with a lot of different organizations right now to put together, you may have already seen some of the fall billboards that have come up out by Motel 6. I know there's a really nice one that talks about hiking the Ozark Trail. There's ones promoting the Iron Horse Festival, the fall festivals. We've got some videos coming up to promote hunting and gigging in our area, promoting the viewing of the elk just west of our community, and just all kinds of things that we do in the fall that people need to know about to get them here. So in 5 short months, and really we just got started 5 months ago, so it took a little bit of time to get things off the ground. Just to let you know the results, we've had over 1,000 new followers on our social media platforms, which is a phenomenal number. Our videos that you guys have probably all had a chance to see, we've had a reach of over 206,000 people, which is just incredible. Our billboards that we put up, and I know several of you recommended us doing that, the billboards we have placed strategically throughout the area have been viewed by, or had the potential to be viewed, not saying that everybody that drove by it saw it, but over 9 million vehicles, and as we all know, most vehicles have more than just one person in it. The magazine ads, the Go Escape, like I talked about before, magazine ad had the Go Escape magazine has a viewership of over 10 million, and the Missouri Life magazine has a viewership of over 130,000 people. And as I mentioned before, you know, every tourism dollar spent on marketing has a big payback. The numbers used to be about $60. They've upped it now to $80. So for every $1 on average in the state of Missouri that's spent on tourism marketing, there's an $80 return. So if you figure out what we've spent this year, or what we plan on spending this year, multiply that out, that's almost $6 million of increased revenue for our area. Now, I'm a big believer in you only can prove what there's numbers, and I think all these numbers tell you that we're being effective. But let me throw you some more numbers out. As you guys all know, the city's revenue, sales tax revenue, is up 4% for the year, and the county is up 7% for the year. And our hotel, our largest hotel in town, is up 27% this summer. That's a phenomenal number for hotels. And of course, we all know that the more hotel stays we have, the more there is in that tourism fund, and it just keeps growing and growing. I talked to the folks at the Landing. They had a record year this year. I talked to Hydro Adventures. They were up in sales, and not only were they up in sales, they said one comment they made in particular that I thought was good was they saw more new customers from areas they'd never reached before, and I have to think that has something to do with the billboards we had and the social media ads that we had, and some of those were specific for Hydro Adventures, and we're reaching an area that they haven't been able to reach. So we're excited about the numbers. We're excited about the results. The great thing is I think we've just scratched the surface. I know we've just scratched the surface. I think we can do more. And you see, I emailed it to Mark. I don't know if he forwarded it to you, but our marketing plan, we've updated it for next year. We've gotten more aggressive. We want to reach more people. We want to increase the workload of my staff to make sure that they continue to do more, because if we got all this extra work, it takes more man hours. So we've included some stuff in there for some of my admin. And probably the most exciting thing that I'm here tonight about to tell you is that I've got some folks here that are going to tell you about a partnership that we can do at a regional tourism level. We're already doing regional tourism. We all know that because we're promoting everything in the Ozarks, because a lot of those things I mentioned aren't right in here in Poplar Bluff. The Current River, viewing of elk, all those things, Clearwater Lake, Lake Wapella. We all say that is our area, but they're not necessarily in the city limits of Poplar Bluff. But had a chance to meet with Tammy Hale from an organization called Vitality, and she is working on a regional project that I think complements our community very well. And then also been visiting with Felicity Ray, who may be here tonight. She's traveling back from St. Louis, so she may come in a little late. But we've got an opportunity to tie in the funds that we're using with their projects and really take that money and increase it over $500,000 in the next 2 years that we can use for regional tourism. So I'm going to let Tammy come up and talk to you. She's going to show you some of the work that they do, tell you a little bit about the project she's working on, and then if Felicity makes it, she'll talk, and if not, I'll come back up and wrap it up, okay?
Thank you.
Tammy Hale.
Thank you. And I think you may I think you may have a couple of
We
slides
have-
and yes.
We have a couple of handouts.
In your packet, yeah, just the Ozark Vitality, who we are. So yes, I'm Tammy Hale with Ozark Vitality. We're based in Doniphan, Missouri, but we serve really the eastern part of the Ozarks, and it kind of depends on where the needs and where some opportunities are. What I have on this first page is just a few of our recent projects to give you an idea of what we do. We are a nonprofit resource for community and economic development in the region. And so a couple of select projects here. The first one is a research project that we're in the process of wrapping up. We were partnering with Ozark Foothills Regional Planning Commission, funded by the Delta Regional Authority, to really help to understand and inventory our cultural assets and our artists, our artisans, all around the region, to try to understand if we could help them become more prosperous and draw more attention to these cultural assets for tourism, and to allow that to help them sell more product. And what we found is that, yes, we do have some great assets. We have some great cultural experiences. I know a lot of people already knew that, but in order to get future funding and in order to prove it to people outside of here, we had to do the research project. So it really did pay off. And then starting with the flood, we really had to take a step back to say, what do we need? What is our role going to be in recovery? So as we looked at the communities that we serve, we identified that Van Buren and Carter County was really the hardest hit with the fewest resources to try to recover. So we were able to secure some grant funding from a partner in private philanthropy called the Center for Disaster Philanthropy, to allow us to really help understand what that new normal might be. And what that led us to is, number one, that the only way they're going to be able to recover is to build capacity, people. So we were able to, through that grant, actually find $300,000 in more grant funding to try to fund roles. For example, a one-year grief counselor for the elementary school, and administrators to help with long-term recovery meetings, and a number of roles like that. And so at the end of that project, the one consensus, there's still a lot to be recovered, a lot to be done, but that community really understands how important tourism is. And as one of the real anchors of tourism in the region, they have really, it's what you're going to see in the video that we're going to show in a minute is actually based in Van Buren, as one of the starting points for the need to expand tourism so that it is more resilient. Year-round tourism that's not just based on the river, not just based on floating down a tube with a beer, right? And so when we think about expanding tourism, it's really important, and everyone in Van Buren will say, we don't just want more people in tubes clogging the river. We need family-oriented tourism. And that's where you, on the second page that actually talks about this project, the opportunity we have to partner, it is a 2-year project. We're estimating between $400,000 and $500,000 over that 2 years. The first stage is a $400,000 project that we're working to get grant funded through the U.S. Economic Development Administration, tapping into their recovery and resilience funding for 2017 disasters. And what they're looking for in that is a 30% match. So the numbers are slightly over 400,000, and the match is slightly over 100,000 total. We've already gotten commitment from the Missouri Humanities Council for 12,500. We have commitment from the Carter County Commissions for 10,000. We have a number of other potential match fundings in process, and what we are hoping is that if we're able to work together and to be able to leverage the amount that you would be spending anyway on tourism to be matched, to get to that 30% match, that helps us access the total of just under $300,000 that we would be getting from the Economic Development Administration. So what that project would do, what that money would do, is two things. One is, and you'll see an example of this, we will be creating documentary videos, short, very high quality artistic documentary videos to help introduce the Ozarks, an Ozarks that people are not as familiar with, something that, you know, some of the hidden treasures that we have in the Ozarks, to audiences outside of the maybe 3 mile or 3 hour radius that may come currently. So a national campaign to try to drive interest. And when we say that, again, we're talking about year-round tourism. We're talking about family activities. It may be, you know, cemetery tours. It may be mountain biking. A number of things that we have to offer all through the area. And so one of the aspects is these documentary films, raising awareness of what we have, raising the interest of people to come here. And the second piece is how we're going to make these films. So what we, the film that you're going to see was directed by a filmmaker who is from Doniphan, Missouri, who left Doniphan 14 years ago to pursue a career in art and filmmaking because there were no jobs. There was no way for him to learn that craft, that art, here in this region. And after spending time under directors and filmmakers in Europe and South America and New York and Asia, and now he lives in Los Angeles and has his own video production company, he wants to bring that back to the Ozarks. He wants to help us raise the bar on the imagery that describes and tells the story of rural America, and specifically made by people in rural America. So with every video that we create, we are going to be bringing in what we're calling an artist in residence, which is an established, accomplished filmmaker from the outside to direct the film. They will be hiring, right, so it doesn't have to be all on volunteer basis, they will be hiring local people in the industry to be able to help produce the videos, learn. We're going to be doing additional professional development, opportunities to really learn this advanced technique. So the way that we think about this project, worst case, we expand tourism. Badly needed, very important. We make it more resilient for the future. Best case, a few years from now, we actually have a workforce of high quality, accomplished digital media and filmmaking professionals that could serve companies all over the US. So with that, let me show you what this may look like.
So do you, yeah, I was going to say, do you want us to?
Is he authorized to be here?
He wasn't any help. He didn't turn the lights on.
He didn't even sneak in.
That's funny.
It's a shame they can't see it. Do you all want to come up? If you want to watch the video and you want to stand up here, you're welcome to. The audience, if the audience wants to come up. Okay, but if there's anyone in the audience that would like to see it, you're welcome to come up here so you can view it.
That would include the mayor's husband. You need to come up and watch it.
You didn't even turn the lights out for us. The Ozarks. In the dead of winter.
He did, didn't he?
The only way to get used to the cold is to get out in it. If you know what gravel road to take,
There are many unexpected experiences to be found. Going deep into the wilderness, miles away from town, there are no cell phone towers. There's no Instagram or text messaging. You're sort of forced to disconnect and live in the here and now, in the present. My dad knows this river. The speed of the currents, the depths of the water. Knowing what's around the next bend has become somewhat of a second nature to him. We're not casting and waiting for the fish to come to us. We're hunting them. That's what makes gigging unique. It's a hunt. For my grandparents, it was survival. For us, it's tradition. It brings us together. Just my father, my friends, my family, connecting. My name is Jerica, and these are my Ozarks.
So as you can see with this, and this is just one example of an activity here in the area that we kind of take for granted if you live here. But if you were a tourist and you wanted to come gigging, first of all, you may not know what it is. You might think it's frog gigging, depending on where you come from. You may have no idea. And if you wanted to come and gig, where would you go? How would you do that? And so we're actually experimenting this upcoming gigging season in Van Buren, trying out gigging as a tourist activity with some folks that are coming down from Iowa to try it for the first time. So that's just one example, and the whole series is going to be featuring everything from our artisans and our crafters to the river to these interesting experiences. So thank you for watching.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hi, Felicity Ray, 3019 Fair Street, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, representing the Ozark Foothills Regional Planning Commission. Here this evening to discuss what the Regional Planning Commission is doing in conjunction with Ozark Vitality and the Poplar Bluff Regional Chamber of Commerce area. We are working currently with the Chamber to apply to the Missouri Division of Tourism to help the Chamber become what is called a Destination Marketing Organization, or DMO. And the deadline for that is coming up fairly soon. The Planning Commission is helping the Chamber with that. And if the Chamber is fortunate enough to receive that DMO status from the Missouri Division of Tourism, then that grants them access to grant funding up to $82,000 to utilize for regional marketing efforts within their designated region. So that's something that we are interested in assisting with at the Regional Planning Commission. As a DMO, in order to qualify for the funding that can be granted to the chamber if they are a DMO, they have to employ a full-time person that can work towards tourism-related initiatives within the designated area that DMO serves. And full-time is defined by 32 hours per week. Of course, the Regional Planning Commission has a good working relationship with the chamber, as we have for many years, and in the past few years we've developed a positive relationship with Ozarks Vitality as well. So we are glad to see this partnership taking place and actually have encouraged it, and are looking forward to do what we can to assist in this initiative. Any questions?
Here comes Steve.
Steve's behind me, isn't he?
Just a second more. So it's important to note, as Tammy said, we're not asking for any extra funds other than what we normally spend on tourism, what we put in our marketing plan. We'll be able to leverage this money, as you can see, for grants for regional tourism, both with Ozark Vitality and also with Missouri Division of Tourism. And the amount of money that we're spending on tourism right now that's already designated as a tax locally, that's defined specifically to be used for tourism marketing, we'll be able to take that money and, I mean, just blow it up, really. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, the $82,000 she's talking about, that's a dollar for dollar match for the money we're spending. So I envision, not just billboards on 60 and 67, but billboards South County, St. Louis, and billboards outside of Memphis and areas around, like Tammy said, get outside of our normal reach. More than one print ad in the Missouri Life, but several print ads and social media presence on those websites that get a lot of hits for tourism. And just, I mean, if we think that our numbers are impressive now, just wait to see what we can do with all these other folks partnering with us. So I don't know. I think from talking to Mark that the funds are already designated. I think this is more of a, I guess you put it in the budget for what you're going to spend on. I don't know how all that works, but.
Right, there's 25% of the motel tax has to be spent on tourism, and over the last several years we haven't spent that, and it's kind of built up, and I think right now there's right at $300,000 still left on there, and I mean it comes in annually, so and this is the kind of thing that needs to be spent on,
Sure.
or should be spent on. So.
Right.
And it's kind of all fitting together quite well with the funding that Ozarks Vitality is pursuing, and now the opportunity for the chamber to become a DMO for the region. It's kind of just.
And we love doing it. That's what we do. We like to push folks our way and spend money so they spend money in all of your businesses. That money's going to get circulated. It may not be immediately circulated to your insurance business or whatever, but when they eat and they shop and they do all that, it finds its way to you. So we're excited about it, and we hope you're excited. And we really, again, appreciate your support. It's been a big help. We're just asking for continued support, basically.
Very exciting
Thanks for all you
news.
guys do.
Yeah, thanks for all you do. You guys are leading the pack with this. And, we have a lot of pride in this town how we took the initiative back in 2004 or 5 that we passed the tax to bring 57 miles. It was not even in our city limits, and our citizens are paying to pave that highway to make it safe for the 4 lanes and build it and they will come. And that's what you are just on the next level of that, I feel like. How people go trout fishing and it's a designated place to go. Well, we have a lot of things that we do around here, but folks in the city don't know that it's
Right.
here. So I think it's very exciting. And with our motels being up and a new motel being built, and they're full, and it's not because it's an ice storm or a flood. They're full because people are here. They're coming to Poplar Bluff. So it is very exciting times. And I appreciate it doesn't happen without somebody taking the reins and running with it so that we can make this place a better place to live. Any questions or comments from our council? Okay, well, thank you
Thanks
very
for your
much for your
time. Appreciate your
presentation and
time.
your time that you put into this, and it's very explanatory and easy for us to understand, so I really appreciate how you've done that.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion and second to move item B to the voting session to be held on October 1st.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, action required items. AA, Bill number 8098. The City Council will take action on an ordinance creating a bulky trash pickup program for residents within the city limits of Poplar Bluff.
Motion for first reading of 8098.
Second.
Motion and second for first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Richardson?
An ordinance creating a bulky item pickup program for litter control for the city of Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Motion for second reading of Bill 8098.
Second.
Motion and second for second reading of Bill number 8098. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Richardson?
An ordinance creating a bulky item pickup program for litter control for the city of Poplar Bluff.
Motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion and second for adoption of Bill number 8098. Is there any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Kirby. I'm looking at her name too. Roll call, Lori.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Black?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor McVeigh?
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes.
Bill number 8098 has been adopted. Item BB, Bill number 8099. The City Council will take action on an ordinance amending ordinance number 7782 relative to the vacation of right-of-way on Shelby Road.
Motion for first reading of 8099.
Second.
Motion is second for the reading of Bill, first reading of Bill number 8099. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Richardson?
An ordinance vacating a portion of Shelby Road right-of-way located on the east boundary of Shelby Road north of Raider Way.
Move for second reading of bill number 8099.
Second.
Motion is second for second reading of Bill number 8099. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Richardson?
An ordinance vacating a portion of Shelby Road right-of-way located on the east boundary of Shelby Road north of Raider Way.
Motion for adoption of 8099.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption of Bill number 8099. Is there any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Lori?
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Black?
Yes.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor McVeigh?
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes.
Thank you. Bill number 8099 has been adopted. Item CC, the City Council of the City of Poplar Bluff will meet in a closed meeting in which they will discuss such matters which are exempted under the Open Meetings Law, Section 610.021.1, .2, .3, .9, .11, .12, .13, .14 RSMO. I need a
Motion to
motion.
go into public session following the city manager's report.
We have a motion for closed session.
Closed session, yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank
Let's do
you.
that.
And a second?
Second.
A motion is second for closed session after the city manager's report. Roll call, Ms. Lori?
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton? Yes. Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Black?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor McVeigh?
Yes.
7 yes votes.
Thank you. We'll go into closed session after our city manager's report. Mr. Massingham?
Just a few things. I want to remind all of you that Missouri Municipal League Annual Conference starts Sunday through Wednesday of next week. Butler County Fair will be held the last week in September, and as Jerica mentioned earlier, the Iron Horse Festival on the 29th. And also, I'd like to congratulate Rick Adams, one of our police officers who retired. Had a retirement party for him this afternoon after 26 years of service. It's a lot of years, and we appreciate what he did for the citizens and the city. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else to come before council? Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Yeah, we'll take a break. That's fine.